We've started the recording and coming to you from ICIWorld.com. Mastering the powers of the internet and how to work exclusive real estate information. It's networking, lead generation, education, and more. And it's presented by myself, Gary Nuska, CCIM. I've been a broker for over 40 years, since 1973 area, and in real estate, and the last 20 some odd years, since 1994, been working on the internet, helping real estate brokers make money using the powers of the internet. And if you want to see all the deals being done, simply go to ICIWorld.com and click on testimonials, and you'll see amongst the most testimonials of people doing business. We're excited about the exclusive information on ICI World that brokers are doing business, because if you have a license, in the majority of cases, you're simply restricted to making money with your real estate board. And the real estate boards are the backbones of making money in real estate. However, with the advent of the internet, and especially an information service, which we actually consider ourselves basically the only pure information service for real estate people in the world. We've been operating for 20 years. And it's taking off now more as people find out there's a lot of exclusive information in residential as well as commercial. And you can make more money with your license, networking exclusive information, as long as you do it in compliance with your licensing body. And we're going to be showing you how to do that in a professional basis. And commercial brokers have been doing it since the beginning of time. And we're going to be showing people that do residential how to do it as well. All realtors can make money from real estate information. We think that there's 10 times as much information that can be worked through the marketplace. And any piece of information, because you can now have a piece of information on the internet, it can act the same way a real estate board listing does, namely to trigger a lead, someone that's interested. And when they ask you for the address, you will not be giving the address. You'll be telling them that you have to put an agreement in place first before showing the property or divulging the address. But we're going to show you the procedure to do all of that here today. And that is the true power of the internet, I think, for real estate people, because it'll help you make more money with your license than what you can presently make with your simply being restricted to your real estate board. Let's move on. And let's go, right now, there's over 3.7 billion people on the internet. It's basically an ocean of people on the internet. And in an ocean, there's actually a lot of sharks in an ocean. And when you have information on the internet, you have to really protect your information, much like lawyers and doctors protect their information, confidential information, and doctors protect their confidential medical records, etc. In real estate, protecting the address of a property when you do not have a listing becomes professional to protect your address, because that's almost like money in a bank. If you're going to make $50,000 from a piece of information, you must protect your information and then put agreements in place first before divulging an address, identifying a property, or showing a property. You must have agreements in place first before doing that. Again, we'll be showing you how to do that. And because of the advent of the internet, it makes it basically almost free, and the cost is virtually so inexpensive to network information worldwide, you might as well say it's almost free. It's one of the statements that Bill Gates made to who's the richest person in the world there, Michael? What's his name? The gentleman's name?
Bill Gates?
Buffett. Warren Buffett, sorry. Yeah, Bill Gates was talking to Warren Buffett there one time and explaining to him about the internet, and Warren said, I don't want anything to do with that. It's, it wasn't interested at first and didn't have any interest. And when Warren says, or Bill Gates says it's a way to converse with, get a message across to everyone in the world at basically no cost, or so inexpensive that it's virtually free. That Warren took an interest in it. And that was way back in the early 90s. And since then, of course, it's progressed worldwide. And for real estate, you're able to reach the whole world now. And ICI World is an information service, literally as a database for the world. So in other words, every realtor in the world, as the service gets stronger and stronger and more people know it, it becomes great to network one piece of information in one good spot. It's not the only place, but it certainly is one main place in the world, as ICI World is a national database of real estate information. Everybody should be networking their information. And because they're realtors, all realtors also advertise their regular real estate board listings. But the average real estate board member really only has 1 or 2 listings on a real estate board, whereas with information, everyone should have at least 10 to 15 opportunities to do business. And we're going to show how every person in the world who is a licensed real estate broker or salesperson can have 10 to 15 opportunities working on the internet, each of which can trigger and make money from $5,000 to $50,000 and $100,000 and more. Now, in order to check it out and to see what this service is all about, we're recommending that every single person install the app. So you can go to the App Store with your phone, and with 50% of people now doing all their searches using their mobile phones, it's incumbent upon every licensed real estate broker and salesperson to take the leadership with having both their website go mobile and also to do all the networking with ICIWorld worldwide for real estate information for the whole industry. And that means all members of the National Association of Real Estate, and the same thing with all members of the Canadian Real Estate Association, Ontario Real Estate Association should actually join ICIWorld, because we literally have a similar type membership where we only allow licensed real estate brokers and salespeople to join. And then you can network all your information worldwide, and so it becomes a major place for people, the public and everyone, to go and check out information, give you a call, and then you provide services, and you make money by providing services to people. So there's the information on the screen. Today, if the voice, by the way, is a little loud, all the people that will be listening to this in a recording later, you should learn how to make your volume on your computer go up or down to make it comfortable for yourself. You must learn how to pause this video, and if you want to go back a little bit, how to move the little button at the bottom of your screen to go back, and how to pause it and then continue on with this particular recording. There's also an advantage for you to pass this on to other members in your office. We have a special sponsorship program that if you recommend someone else to join, that we actually give you a benefit on your membership, so that instead of it being $319 per year, you can join for $240 per year. And also the new person joining can actually join for $240 rather than $319, because as long as you mention their name and that person's a member. Now, some people say, Gary, what do you do if you have more than one person join? Well, we add 3 months onto your membership for each person that joins. So theoretically, if you got 4 people that join throughout the year, you actually get a year free. But add the shortcut on your screen, and you can do your searches right from there, and we may do some searches in a little while. But let's move on, and it's very, very exciting because everybody can put this on the phone. Everything is absolutely free, what we're doing here today for you. The searches that you do on ICIWorld, they are all free. There is no charge until such time as you personally wish to advertise your information, and then it's tremendous circulation in the world, and we'll go through that in a little while here as well. So let's move on. We're talking about 3.7 billion people on the world, and for the mobile site, for every single mobile phone in the world, you can type in Google Chrome, type in ICIWorld.mobi, and add it as a shortcut on your screen. In addition to that, you can also go to the App Store, either on an iPhone or an Android, and you can install it. People ask me, what's the difference? Well, if you use an app, it uses up a tiny bit of resources, but a lot of people like the app better and they feel comfortable with it, and by all means, use the app. But everyone should also have the shortcut to ICIWorld.mobi. There are little advantages to each of the services that we provide. This is a mobile website. When it becomes a resource, there's 0 resources being used. Absolutely 0 resources. It's simply a shortcut. And every single licensed real estate broker and salesperson in the world should have it as a shortcut on the very front screen of your browser, because it can become the #1 revenue producing icon on your screen for real estate, because it's real estate networking of information that's not on real estate boards, although brokers advertise their listings. I'd say about 75% of the information is exclusive, not on real estate board. The other 25% brokers are advertising their listings. So it becomes a very, very hot commodity where you can go in every day or two or three and check for the latest new listings coming for sale in your area. And if there's nothing for sale in your area, make sure you place your haves and wants and get your information working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when you're on the internet like ICIWorld, we work for you while you're busy doing other things. So you could be on a holiday, but if you keep your information working on ICIWorld, somebody inquires about something, you can either do a referral and make $3,000 to $10,000. We have one broker who's done 15 referrals off of keeping his information activated, and it's just beautiful when you can be making $3,000 to $10,000 per referral at 5 minutes each doing that. So to start with the first year, and there's basically it. You can start with $30 per month or $240 per year for the first year. This is an introduction special, and that is available till December 31st, 2017 for that particular special there. Or you can always join for $40 per month or $319 per year. It's unlimited advertising, and it's haves and wants. Haves are the properties for sale and for lease, and wants are what people are looking to buy. Also, we have all of the listings that are on ICIWorld. You can actually have them on your website. We call them widgets, and they trigger leads from your website. What's special about it is nobody can click on the message numbers. They have to call you for more information, and hopefully we're going to demonstrate that today too as well. It's very powerful. If you don't have it, you have no chance to trigger a lead from these listings. The moment you install either the residential or the commercial, or both is what we recommend on your website, you can trigger leads and start doing referrals from the leads that you get. You need content on your website. A website is like a shoe store. If you don't have any shoes, you got nothing to sell. You can have a website, but you got to have product in your store in order to sell it. The problem, of course, with real estate board type services is the addresses do show on all the properties there, and we need it. That is the backbone of marketing in our real estate business, having the listings from your real estate board on your website. But they do show the addresses, and it's possible people might see an address and go direct, and then when they drive by the property, they see the sign from the other real estate person on the property, and they end up calling that other broker instead of calling you, and you were the one that triggered the lead and spent the money to do all of this website business and get things working, only to see them end up going to some other broker. However, the nice thing about the listings from ICIWorld, it complements what you're doing with your website. It's another source of information. If you can have more information on your website, it's like adding new products, new shoes to your shoe store, and new products. If you own Best Buy and you're adding new products into Best Buy to sell things, that's really what ICIWorld provides for every single broker and salesperson in the world to be able to do this. Now, to make it easy, we simply send you an instruction by email that you forward to your website designer, and they install the links on your website for you. And then the very next person that visits your website has to call you. Okay, and you can search in seconds, literally free, and it can be like as simple as 1, 2, 3 seconds to search. And I'm going to do that quick search right now just to prove to people how easy it can be done. Now, whether you go to the website, the main website, which is ICIWorld.com, or you're on your phone doing it, when you click on search, you'll see that there's 4 choices here: commercial, businesses, residential, and the FSBO area. Well, if you click on, let's say, commercial, everyone is going to end up with the widget, whether you're on the website, whether you're on the mobile site, ICIWorld.mobi, or whether you're on the app, you're going to end up with this very same form on the screen. And you'll notice that you can choose any country of the world. You can choose Canada, US, and Mexico, and Europe, and Asia, etc. In this particular case, I might just happen to choose Canada just for argument's sake. And then you can zero in on Ontario, and maybe they're interested, somebody's interested in the Greater Toronto area. And if you want to see what's going on in the Greater Toronto area, you could choose the haves and the wants, or the haves or the wants. I'm going to leave it on both. And we do not delete listings for 5 years, but we give you a choice to choose how far back you wish to search. The default is 3 months. This is important for all members to know, and it's important for the real estate industry to know, that there is completely up-to-date information here by simply choosing listings less than 3 months old. And if you want to be less than 1 month old, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave it on 3 months, but it's incumbent upon all members to keep their listings less than 3 months because this is the default setting. So sometimes people will simply come down to the bottom of the page and click on search database down here at the bottom. What I'm going to do is change the sort and make it sort on field on the price. And I'm going to go ahead and click on search database, and you'll see that there's properties here, 565 of them, literally from $400 million on down. And you'll see them all coming on the screen here. So these are the haves and wants that are coming on the screen just in the GTA, lists of buyers looking to buy properties. You can click on the next ones to see the next 100, and you can keep on kind of looking through all of these coming on the screen. And then if you're interested in any one of these, you simply click on it, and then you give this person a call. And there's a gentleman, and he's been very successful at selling properties, medical buildings, etc. on ICIWorld. Okay, so that's how fast you can kind of search on your phone and also on ICIWorld. And you can do the same thing if you did the search and you did it on residential. If I just left everything the way it was, and you can see I've already got the Greater Toronto area, it's still remembering it here. And I'm going to go ahead and just for fun, I'm going to sort them by price, and I can click on search database. And you'll see there's 196 listings from literally $35 million on down. Now, if we were to click on one of these first ones, for instance, you'll notice there's special links in these listings, and people say, what about the pictures and all that stuff on ICIWorld? Well, you're going to see here that I'm going to just open this link in a new window, and that you can get right into the websites of the members. So in other words, we drive traffic to all websites of members. And if I was to click on the video on their particular website, you can see that the beautiful pictures come up on the screen. So people are only one click away from being at your website and actually seeing all of this information on the screen. That's how nicely this works, very, very quickly. So we drive traffic to websites. We also do other things like help to sell your locations to the world. Again, these are links that we teach you how to do. And keep in mind, we have people from 138 countries coming in here on a regular basis. And do they know all there is to know about your particular location? So we get these links off of Google. We take your city and you search your city, and that becomes a link that you can literally put in all of the messages that you put on ICIWorld. And you can see that there's other links here as well. You simply give this gentleman a call and make an appointment and find out more details, and you can go from there. There's more properties there. You just click on the link and you can go into the link, and there they are. So that's how fast that works. You make an appointment, go show the property and make some money and help provide great services to the public, because we have major world networks that are kind of going on here. Now, the next thing we wanted to show you, basically, that there's only two things you do on ICIWorld once you're through this webinar and you know how to work this service. The only two things you really do, one is to search, which we've just shown you how to search. And there's so many different ways. You can search for, assignments in Toronto. You can search for power of sales. You can search for keywords and all that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing that you do on ICIWorld is simply to add your listings from time to time. We recommend that you have a minimum of 15 haves and wants. Every single person in the business should have it. And we're going to show you today how to get yourself up to 15 and get your inventory working. If you have inventory on the internet working, you have a chance to trigger a lead. If you don't have any internet inventory working, you have no chance to take advantage of the internet from your own information. So you got to get information onto the internet in a spot that really is conducive to generating traffic for what it is that you do, namely ICIWorld, for every single piece of real estate in the business it's been designed for. It's literally a society of real estate broker and salespeople professionals that are networking information on the internet. We do recommend that you modify your listings every 30 to 60 days. Literally, it takes only 2 clicks to do that. And we're going to show you that you should never let your listings go longer than 90 days old, or they're actually not being displayed on mobile sites and also on the apps for Androids, etc. And we're going to show you now how to literally add your listings very nicely and very quickly and very easily. We're going to go back to ICIWorld. So searching is one thing that you do here. The other thing is you go to this login screen and you click on the executive member login down here, which I'm going to click on. And the left-hand side are all the choices, and this is color coordinated for purposes of helping to teach people how to do things on here. You will see an orientation. If you become a member, the first thing you should do is print out this PDF document. It's about 8 pages, and that's all you need to know, and that's going to help you make sure that you take advantage of everything here. If you're not making money every 90 days or triggering leads every 90 days at the very least, you must get through this orientation session and get yourself into one of these webinars. This video that we have here actually follows the printout right here. So you can print this out and follow the video, and if you have another computer, you can be doing things while you're listening to all of this, pausing the video each time and following it step by step to make sure that you take full advantage of advertising your listings. And the first thing we kind of show you is just basically how to check your personal record. Over here you click on my record and you can make changes whenever you want. That's where you can renew all members, get your information activated, and make sure your information's working 24/7. It's the most inexpensive way to do all your information all year long. And if you read the testimonials, I don't even know if numbers go up. The return on investment, the numbers don't go high enough. When you make $50,000 on a $319 investment and you got 50 pages of testimonials of people doing it, that's very, very exciting, and it's a little told story in the whole industry, but we're getting it out here through these videos, etc. Now, to add a have or want, you simply click on that and you'll see a form come up, and we recommend that you put the 4 ingredients in the subject line. And so if you happen to have a home and it's in Toronto and it's a home, and you can just put in the price, $2.1 million, and then you can put some details about the home, double garage and granite counters, etc., that kind of thing. Or you can even say if it's coming for sale. So if you have a home that you might be getting listed in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 months, you can put coming for sale. The big thing is when people call you, and you actually are going to put it in the appropriate categories here when you choose all of these different areas and choose Toronto, for instance, and then you choose residential estates for residential type properties there, and then you just repeat it again. It's a home, and you can say Toronto, and you can say $2,100,000 or whatever the price was. What we usually do is we copy all that information right there, copy it, come down here, pop that in there, and then the next thing that we do is we will add a link to maybe the city of Toronto that helps to sell Toronto to the world. You add that link in there, and we'll show you in your first time doing it that if you have a property in Miami or Florida or Vancouver or wherever you might be in the world, you link to your local economic development website for your city to help to sell the location of your properties to the world. Keep in mind, when you're on the internet, there's people from over 138 countries, and that's the last number that we had visiting our website on a monthly basis here. You can also put other links in here too, so that if you had this if this was an MLS listing, you can actually link to your website, and this drives traffic to your website as a result. Down here, this should show you now that you're no longer restricted to making money with just MLS. And if this is a regular client of yours that says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission. If you can bring me in a buyer, I'll pay you a commission, but I don't want to list with you at this time. Every broker and salesperson in the world should get excited about ICIWorld. The ability to be able to network that kind of information to the world today is powerful, in the sense that if it triggers a lead, you show the property and you make $50,000. And that's because you can work all these other kinds of opportunities in the marketplace. The key thing is not to reveal the address before you have an agreement in place first. You submit the information, and if you notice the last question on the screen says, will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? This is a powerful tool. When you answer yes, your listing is actually appearing on 2,000 other brokers' websites. So let's talk about a Florida broker that's got listings. You advertise them on ICI World. You say yes here. That means that all the Canadian brokers have actually got your Florida properties on their website. That triggers leads for them to call you and do referrals. So if you're a broker in Florida, you're going to get calls and people say, listen, I got somebody inquiring about your condo in Orlando, or a townhouse or a home, whatever it is. $300,000 is a 25% referral fee okay with you? This immediately triggers one phone call, bingo, to you, do a referral. The next time that maybe Canadian family or whoever it might be that comes to Florida, they're making an appointment with you to go sell a property, whether it's that one or another one. The lead came in all because you advertised it on this service. So this goes for all of the U.S. and Canada to be advertising and doing referrals worldwide. Once you click on submit information, on the left-hand side, you're going to see something that says Latest World Commercial Canada, Latest World USA. I'm going to click on Latest World USA, for instance, and there's all the latest world listings coming in, Florida, California, and you'll see them coming in. The same thing, Latest World Residential. If I was to click on that, these listings are coming in residential wise, and if I was to click on Latest World Commercial, these listings are coming in daily. So if I clicked on this and I checked the date down here, it's literally they're coming in daily. You'll see new listings coming in. You've got to make your information available worldwide. We're doing everything to reach, we're doing more and more all the time to get everybody, not only in our local marketplace to see all this, but the worldwide on the internet doing all of this too. Okay, so that's how to add a listing, and it's instantly on the internet. We recommend you have a minimum of 15 opportunities to do business. So that's it. That's how to add and modify listings from time to time. And now we're going to move on from here. For assistance, once you do require assistance, we recommend you make your first appointment when you join ICI World right away, and you simply go to ICIWorld.com and you click on this Make an Appointment. And when you click on Make an Appointment, up comes our calendar, and you click on 60, and basically every member only needs really one of them. Or if you're not making money every 90 days or triggering leads every 90 days, you should be making an appointment. But everyone does trigger leads, and if you click on, say, Tuesday next week, you'll see all the various times. And you can book times from any place in the world, wherever you are, and the same way you're listening to this webinar by video at a later time or live. You can actually be talking with us in the webinar workshop through your computer, and through the power of GoToMeeting software, you can actually listen to us, and we can be talking through the internet together. Through the internet, absolutely free. We do recommend that every single person get themselves a USB headset and microphone, because it makes it talking through the internet almost Bell Canada AT&T quality type sound talking through the telephone. Okay, let's move on, and we'll cover some of these educational YouTube channel here in a moment. So that's our training and support. There is number, if you go to ICIWorld.com and you click on For Members, these are the number of items that you should, there's your resources. After you hang up today or finish the webinar, if you want future resources, you simply go to For Members, and you'll see they're all listed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's number 7, Executive Member Training and Support. Teaches you literally how to do everything here, and if someday I ever died and went to heaven, you got all kinds of information here that can help you take advantage of all of this in the future as well. Registering for the webinar monthly, there it is right there, and also registering for the monthly How to Promote Your Website. This is particularly important because it's absolutely inevitable, you know, that every single member, no matter where you are in the world, trigger leads. And the reason is because we will be also supplying your website with thousands of listings that can trigger the leads. So you place your ads on ICI World is one way to trigger leads, but another way to do it is to have all of the ads on your website so that your website triggers leads. However, what good is a website if you don't have any traffic? And this particular seminar comes once a month. Now, for the people that can't make it on the spot, register for it. After the webinar, you will receive a copy by email after the event. So register for these 2 webinars. They are absolutely free. They're designed for licensed real estate brokers and salespeople to take advantage of your license and to trade in real estate. You've got way more power with your license available to you that you are not using. I'm going to hazard to say that 99% of the brokers on the internet are not using the full power of their license to trigger leads for themselves. And this is an embryo type service, a new cutting edge service. And it's just really coming of age with the advent of the mobile apps that are taking off in the industry. And also people starting to learn how to listen in to educational things that are going on for information in the business. Okay, let's move on here. Order the widgets, order a website. The website, I'll show you the widgets and how they work right now. Get that out of the way. There's the widgets that you can order. You simply click on that, and then you can come down to this form and simply fill in the form here. But I'm going to show you maybe just 1 or 2 websites that you can see how people can actually see. Whoopsie daisy, something's not coming up right on here. That's not the one that I wanted to show. Let's try it again. Okay, so here's a sample website that basically is $16.50 at the moment. These prices are subject to change without notice, but if you get it locked in, you could be grandfathered and hold the price, so that when it goes up, you might be able to keep the same price that it is now. $16.50 per month, free for 1 month, by the way. We totally design it for you from ICIWorld. After that, the hosting is the $16.50. We think it's really these, from a broker's point of view, it's these widgets that trigger the leads. Now, we install the IDX link from your local real estate board, so you're going to see that the local real estate board listings will come up on your website, whether you're in Miami or Orlando or San Diego. If you have a link from your local real estate board, we actually can install it on these websites for you. Vancouver, Toronto, doesn't matter where you are, Mississauga, etc. Okay, and then, so you not only will you have the Search MLS button on your website, but in addition to that, you'll also have the exclusive listings coming from ICIWorld. And if I was to say maybe just sort these by price just for fun and do a search, here's the big deal. That $35 million listing, nobody can click on that. So in other words, if this is your website, people literally have to call you, and they're going to call you up and say, I'm interested in message number 357532. Can you help me? And you should say, yes, I certainly can help you. I will have someone call you back. You can get a hold of the broker who's got this particular listing, which is not listed here. We'll show you how to look that up once you're a member. And then you're going to say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? So that's a 5-minute phone call. It's averaging $3,000 to $10,000. In this case, it'd be a lot more. We have one Remax agent who's actually done 15 of these. That's a total of 75 minutes of his time. If you figure 5 minutes each, he's actually made $45,000 just doing referrals. So once you put these widgets on your website, these widgets can trigger leads for you, and it's wonderful. That's the residential. Now, just to show you the power of these websites, the websites also have another third network of listings from the website company itself, and these are all listings from the website company. So now if somebody happens to come down here and they click on one of these listings, the beautiful thing about it, if this is your website and this is your picture and this is your phone numbers, people can see these listings coming up on your screen. I call this the ultimate in marketing on the internet, when people can see these kind of photos on your website. Now, in addition to having one website, you can have more than one, because websites are like billboards. You can have this website for $16.50 a month. You can easily afford to have it. It's like advertising when you think about it. And it's designed to trigger leads for you, and you're connecting in with powerful networks. You end up with 3 major world networks of listings. The one from your local real estate board, the one from ICIWorld, but also the one from this particular website. It gets even better. Watch this. These are mobile websites, and what I'm going to do is just reduce everything else in the background here. Hang on one second. And you're going to see that if this is your, let's say on your phone, you can actually see this particular website on a phone, and look at this. You tell me if this isn't beautiful when people can look on their phone from any place in the world, see your website, and look at all the pictures on your website through their mobile phone. I mean, this is a powerful tool on the internet, and it's free for 1 month and then $16.50 after that. It's crazy basically not to even have it. Now, in addition to that, if a person goes way up to the top and clicks on this hamburger button up here on a mobile phone, this is what everybody's learning nowadays, how to do work, how to get a mobile website and get it from ICIWorld for basically you join ICIWorld and you can join for as little as $40 a month and or the $319 per year, and then after that it's free for 1 month. We totally design the website up with you. You choose the design, you choose the pictures. If you choose a residential home, it makes your website look residential. If you choose commercial, it makes your website look commercial, or you can do a combination of both, or you have a landscape of the city of Toronto or the city of Miami or whatever your website is, no matter where it is in the world. We design it up for you with local listings in your area. Coming up on your phone, having your real estate board listings come up on your screen on your website. And then we recommend that you try to get your website and put it on the phone of every single member every single person in your sphere of influence, in your database, your family, friends, acquaintances, prospects, clients. All of those people should add your mobile website as a shortcut on their phone. Then they can go to the phone. They can click on this hamburger button. If they want to search MLS, they can. If they want to search GTA homes and condos, they can. They can search residential exclusives. 3 major world networks, more than all the other brokers in the industry who only have 1 major world network, namely the real estate board. Now, in addition to that, you will have commercial listings. And why is that important even for a residential broker? Well, if you're a residential broker and somebody happens to click on this commercial button, which is just simply a choice, people will ignore it if they're looking for residential. But if somebody happens to come to your website and they have to click on this, and maybe they're looking to invest in real estate, them or their friends or someone, they might come down here and they might click on apartment buildings on your website. Would you like to have over 400 apartment buildings on your website? That's the kind of product we're suggesting that you add to your website. Every broker in the world should be adding this to their website. And if somebody calls you on one of these particular listings here, all of a sudden you get a call and somebody's going to say, I'm interested in message number 355102. Can you help me? And you're going to say, yes, I can help you. I will have someone call you back. You are going to get a hold of the broker who's got this particular listing and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Now, you might not understand everything I'm talking about here today, but you can definitely value triggering a lead and being able to do a referral for something like $6.6 million, and you're doing a referral to somebody on that. This is wonderful. This gives you opportunities to do referrals. The only reason you don't do referrals is because you don't get the leads the moment you have this installed on your website. And that's why people are booking appointments with us week in and week out, getting this stuff working on their website. And so far, we've been able to keep up with the demand. How long that's going to continue to last, I don't know. But we'll add more things to make it happen for everyone. So that's how that kind of works. And then in addition to that, of course, there's also keyword searching available too. So if somebody happens to search, say your particular city, in this particular city, if somebody happens to search, I don't know, Brampton or something, and people search, bingo, up comes all the listings in Brampton. And then the beautiful part about this, you can end up getting a call on any one of these. And you could get a call on this one here, for instance. These are not on real estate boards. Look at that. This is coming for sale, coming for lease. You can be getting calls in advance of things. In addition to that, you'll also see keyword searching. So when it comes to commercial real estate, if you've got people looking for hotels, motels, gas stations, restaurants, any kind of properties, power of sales, people can click on that and do a search. Bingo, up comes. You're going to see power of sales. Would you like power of sales on your website? These are the kind of things that you can be doing, having this on your website to trigger leads for you and getting customers. And then maybe you don't sell them that one particular property, but you sell them something else. That's what this can do, having the power to arm your website with wonderful information from other brokers and salespeople in the industry. And that's all. And there's other things here, World Commercial. So people can click on World Commercial. And now if people are interested in, let's say in Florida, people can come down here and choose Southeast and actually search a Canadian broker's website for Florida listings. and then do a search, and bingo, look at the Florida listings coming up on the screen, and bingo, that can trigger a lead for that broker in Florida. So everybody's sort of asleep at the wheel to a certain extent. It's not that they are asleep at the wheel. We have to kind of go to them and make them aware of that. And then if they don't take advantage of it, then they're asleep at the wheel. But anybody listening to this, if you don't take advantage of it, yeah, you're going to become asleep at the wheel. I'm calling it anyways in my fun way of challenging everybody's thinking to get on here and start taking use of all this stuff. The other thing, let's see, what else do we have here? This gives you an idea of some of the other websites that we have. Again, it's the residential and commercial buttons that we recommend that you have on your website up here. Residential, all of these links, we set them up on your website for you. And then all of these commercial links, we set them up on your website for you as well. These listings are literally $16.50 for these kinds of websites, and we set them all up for you. You end up with 2 levels of support, one from the website company and one from ICIWorld as well. Okay, let's move along here. Okay, hold on. Let's move on. So these seminars, we've been doing them, and we're going to continue doing them for a while because everything we've got is pretty well set and working very, very nicely in terms of triggering leads, the widgets, networking of information. And we've had a platform doing this now actually for the last 20 years, where we've been up and running for the last 20 years. And we continue on there. The ICIWorld.com name is the oldest name in real estate at the moment, ICIWorld.com. And the benefit to every member, every person that puts information on here, is we've penetrated the farthest reaches of the internet. We're actually less than the top-rated websites, websites that are less than, there's certain ratings by certain rating companies out there. And they're rating ICIWorld as one of the top-rated websites in the world because we've been in existence since 1994. Google gives it a lot of credence as a credible website as a result. And that means the more people visit it, trigger leads for you. That's the benefit to you. And we do have 80 other domain names that we do things with. Everything is designed to trigger traffic to the website to your listings when you place them. As long as you place them, you can get leads from that, and we trigger leads going to your website as well, and that triggers leads for every single member that joins here. Okay, and we talk about the population. It's getting more and more, and really it's been the last 2-3 years that the mobile users have really taken off, and it's really penetrated the real estate business, but really it's still at its infancy as people are now upgrading and getting the new Samsung S8s and the iPhones and Androids and all these new phones, because that's where the information on ICIWorld is built to show beautifully, absolutely beautifully, and you can do your searches and they're nice and quick, and everybody's just getting their phones. So we've doubled, and we've gone from 0 to 8,000 users in 2016 to over 17,000 users by the end of 2017 here. And 2018, is it going to double again? We hope so. And but it's increasing, and that's for sure. Okay, now one of the things we do is it's educational session, and these are some of the programs that we use on the internet, on our mobile phones and on our computers for that matter. One of the most popular programs in the world is this one here called Evernote.com. If I think of an idea, bingo, I go right to my Evernote and click on it, open it up, add a new note. If I see an article that I'm reading somehow on an iPad or on a computer or on my phone, and I want to remember that article for some reason for future use or reference, you can actually send it by email or directly to your Evernote program. You can share it with Evernote. You know, the way you can click on share on anything, share it to everything, share everything you've got, put it all into Evernote, so it keeps a record of everything. If you see something that you read that's a health benefit for you or a member of your family, or a solution, somebody's got a particular issue and you see the solution, boom, share it to Evernote. So Evernote can track things, and you can customize and set it up with folders, almost like a filing cabinet. All of your health notes can go into your health category, and other things for real estate can go into real estate categories, and things of a personal nature as well. I have about 200 passwords. I could not keep track of them if it wasn't for this program here. As long as you have a program, it doesn't have to be this one, but there are programs out there that you should have to remember your passwords. I personally don't keep any passwords for any bank passwords. I don't keep them on anything on the internet. But anything else, I don't have a problem with. The worst comes to worst, somebody sort of logs into your program, and what can they do? Add a listing for you, or, I don't know. But anyways, it's not as serious as losing money, put it that way. Dropbox.com, we use it every day. When I save a file, it's instantly saved. Dropbox, it's sort of like the iCloud to a certain extent. So if I actually drop my computer or it broke today, all of the information is saved on the internet. Excuse me, but I would have to get a new computer, install all the new programs, and then I would simply reinstall Dropbox onto the computer, and it would link up with all the files that are saved on the internet all the time, and my computer would totally update itself, so I'm right back up and running. Literally, in my case, within 24 hours, because I have so much information that's on the internet. It would take that long. Actually, it takes about 24 hours to re-update my computer again. And when I get a new computer, that's how we update the new computer. Set up the Dropbox, and then everything gets updated, and I save everything into a Dropbox folder, and then I have all the information stored in Dropbox. The executable files, you do not save them in Dropbox. Executable files have to be reinstalled on your computer each time. This is a Macro Pro workspace, it's called. It's keystroke reminder. So if you have, let's say you're calling people in Kijiji every day and sending them standard notes, you can have a little macro where it goes Alt-D or something, and then bingo, it gives the same, types in like a whole paragraph for you instantly. And if it's the same keystrokes over and over, that's a beautiful program to remember those keystrokes. The Magic Deck, Skype, and WhatsApp, these are fabulous programs for calling people worldwide, absolutely free. I use WhatsApp, and whether, I'm talking to my wife, whether it's in Europe or someplace in the Caribbean, if she's with some friends, family, and we just keep in touch no matter where we are in the world right through WhatsApp. It's instant right away, and it actually can make phone calls as well. It's a fabulous program, and it works instantly, and as long as you're on the internet wherever you are in the world, you can be conversing with family members, and you can be doing business, calling people absolutely free any place in the world. So there's some other programs, Instagram, all these other programs that you see on the screen here. They can be of a benefit to you. Now, if you need to write these things down, you can just pause the screen and then write them down, or you can actually use a snipping tool in Windows. I'll show you how to use snipping tool in Windows. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the word snippet. Snipping. I just typed it in up here at the top right corner. You see I typed in snip, and then the snipping tool comes along, and I'm going to click on it. And if I wanted to say get a new snip, I could actually say this is what I want to save, this right here. Bingo, I've just snipped that. And then if I want to save it, I go to File, Save As, and I can save it. And where would I save it? I'll probably save it under Documents, and I save it under Temporary Documents sometime, and save all my temporary stuff here and just call it Example. Now, when I save it into temporary, that means someday I can delete everything in my temporary file and not worry about it because I made it temporary. And that remembers all of this information, and if you wanted to, you can actually just print it out if you wanted to, just by going Control P. I think you can anyways. Let's try it. Control P. Control P is not working, but if you go File and maybe, anyways, you get the idea that you can be printing this stuff and saving all of this stuff as we go along. Let's continue on. In the case of Realtor.ca, if you don't have that on your iPad or on your mobile phone, shame on you, because there's a way that you can be in your car and sitting in front of a house, and if people want to know what's the information on that particular property, you can pull it up on your phone, and literally within 30 seconds, you've got the complete information on the property. And if somebody wanted to go inside and see it, you could actually make an appointment right from there. And if they wanted to and said, okay, you could go and show it right away. Or you might just say, well, that home happens to be 700,000 and your price range is 400,000, so it's a little over your price range. So you can rule that particular home out. You can do that all right while you're sitting in front of the property in your car, not moving. Make sure you're not using this stuff while you're driving. Too many people have lost their lives driving, texting, doing email while they're driving. And so the big rule of thumb, it's actually a caveat now to be driving in your car and trying to do any of this kind of stuff. It's not worth your life and others to do that. Okay, there's some other programs that you can use. They're all on the screen there, and you can kind of go through them on your own time. There's some top CCIM commercial apps you'll see on the screen. Again, we'll let you kind of go through them on your own time. You can check out the benefit of all of these programs on your own time. And I list them here for an educational point of view as a resource that other brokers have said that they use in their career in real estate. There's information on myself to kind of give you a recap on where we're coming from as a broker. So I've been a broker, same as everyone that could be listening to this, a broker salesperson, starting in the business in 1973. And, you know, my first 14 deals came close and never went through. And I asked the broker, should I stay in the business or maybe it's not meant for me? And he says, you know something, he's never had anybody write as many deals and come close and losing out competition-wise. And since then, we've certainly learned a lot since then. We haven't looked back since, doing an average of basically one deal a week, one end a week if you call it. By end, if you double end, that's, you know, 2 ends. So I've been averaging 1 end a week for the whole time in real estate that I was selling. Then we started this service where I felt I had a little higher calling to kind of bring an information service to the benefit of the world real estate industry. And if you learn about some of the things we've done in the past that I've done, being a president of the Junior Chamber of Commerce, president of our Central Canada CCIM chapter, World Conference chairman for the CCIM Institute, always sort of thought in a global fashion. And trying to bring this service as a world service, always thinking right since 1994 how to build this as a world service in every way, shape, or form to help every single broker in the world network with the world. And it's working beautifully to this day with more power and potential than any other service out there for real estate, in my personal opinion. I can explain why if you ever want to. Basically, it can be used by every single country of the world right now, and it's just the number of people using it. So if you're promoting it in your area and it becomes mainstream and for your group or your organization, that it can actually start generating leads right off the bat for every single member. And it's also possible to license the service going forward, maybe even to buy it for whatever it is that you want to try to use it for. And we're open to minded to how to make this service kind of grow in the world today and to kick it up to the next level. It's built, it's growing beautifully, it's providing a wonderful service, everything the bit, as Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill once said, you build a good service and it works for people, and that's exactly what this is doing, and it's working just beautifully and smooth as a baby's bum. And like to just keep it going worldwide long after we are gone as well. So if anybody has a way to kind of take it up another notch, always kind of get back to us, and it'll be 7 figures and more for the service. But there's ways to license this and make it work for nonprofit organizations and all that kind of stuff. All of these social media have become very, very important for everyone because this can also trigger leads for your website. If you have a LinkedIn profile, people move into your particular area. They might not know anything about you. LinkedIn is almost like your business card on the internet. You should have every one of your professional designations listed in LinkedIn. So if you belong to the National Association of Realtors, to the Canadian Real Estate Association, to the Toronto Real Estate Board, to the Ontario Real Estate Association, all of those should be listed in your LinkedIn profile, and all of those should be on your website as well to let people know that you're a professional, you've been in business for a while, you've got experience and competence. And this gives an element of safety when people, and security when people are doing the first trade in real estate, maybe in North America, because North America has great licensing provisions, and there's codes of conduct, codes of ethics for the members of who are realtors, who are members of the licensed real estate brokerage and organized real estate industry, and you should have those all listed in your Facebook and in your LinkedIn profile, etc. For people that are in residential real estate, we're recommending, even though this stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member, that every single person in real estate should take the CI 101 program. It will help you provide a picture of how people make money in real estate, and you can start getting investors working with you by starting with CI 101. CI 101, there are chapters all over North America, Canada, and the rest of the world, and you can go to the ccim.com website to find out about it. You can also, if you're in Canada, go to ccimcanada.com and learn all about it when the upcoming courses are. And you should get yourself into CI 101. It will give you the tools to show people how they make money in real estate. And a lot of the people that you deal with, instead of having one home sold every 5 years residentially, why not learn a little bit about investment and end up selling 2 homes a year to an investor over the next 5 years? It's a total of 10 homes. And you take the CI 101, that's exactly what it can do for you. It helps you paint a picture. It shows you the before and after tax analysis of any income producing real estate, no matter what it is. It'll take the mystery out of dealing in commercial real estate right off the bat, and show you that you can be working with investment real estate very, very nicely. But you got to have the tools to kind of do that. I have never had one person that ever took the CI 101 and said they were sorry for taking it. Everyone thanked me afterwards profusely for saying, Gary, I'm glad you got me into the CI 101 course. It'll open up the full power of your license, and then the full power is available to you for the rest of your life. So the earlier you get started on the CI 101, the better it is for you. And the same thing is true with ICIWorld. The earlier you get started, the more you can start making money with information. Okay, let's move on. Here's some of our instructor lineup of other brokers and salespeople who've done deals. And Judy, she's sold like a $75 million office building. And all of these people have kindly consented that they would be very interested in presenting this particular PowerPoint presentation in their local market areas. And if you're a teacher in any way, shape, or form listening to this and you have a license to trade in real estate, we're very interested in having you also maybe conduct this particular webinar, seminar in your market area in real estate offices. It's a 2-hour presentation. We have a small per diem. You're not going to get, become a millionaire over it, but it's wonderful to be able to get in front of people and kind of help them do this stuff and apply your education and training, and it's synergies too for you to do business as well. So we find that the same thing with CCIM instructors come in and teach CI 101 and CI 102 and 103 and 104 and all that stuff. All the various courses. It's just a wonderful, anytime you're a teacher, it's wonderful to be teaching people, and all of these people have a big heart to really help the industry in different ways, shape, or form, and I want to thank them for to do that in the future as well. Now, in real estate, one of the reasons people are taking time to learn, you've got a very busy day, but why are we doing this? Well, because the highest return on investment of any industry on the internet is actually real estate. Because one lead can make you $15, $20, $50, $100,000 and more, and we've got people doing it, $200,000 and more, and we actually have people on ICIWorld that have made over $1 million. So from the leads, it can actually make you a lot of money. You get the right buyer for the right piece of land, bingo, you get yourself a subdivision going. It's amazing, it's wonderful, and it's happening. We've got 4-star hotels being built. We've got businesses being sold. And all of this, by the way, and I haven't put a screen in here, but I think I will for the next one, that it adds to the GDP of a nation, because real estate contributes to the GDP of a nation, because every single property being sold, there's a, 1 second here, I'm just going to pause this for a moment. There we go. Every single piece of real estate, there's a certain amount of functional obsolescence going on, and they all need to be upgraded. So when you want to upgrade a property, you're going to be spending money and buying goods and services to increase that, and that provides jobs throughout the industry, no matter what country in the world. It contributes to the economic activity and the commerce going on in any particular area. You sell a piece of land for condos to be built. I mean, that's wonderful. And for shopping centers to be built, industrial buildings to be built, all this kind of stuff is going on as a result of one connection by one real estate broker, either with a principal or with another real estate broker, each of which one is working with a buyer and a seller. They put them together, and literally salespeople on ICI World are the ball bearings of society. The ball bearings make society really thrive and hum and provides jobs and economic activity for everyone. You can do this through any place in the world, any country in the world that we have listed on ICI World, and we will add cities and add countries as needed as members request on ICI World. So if you have a city and you got listings and we haven't listed it on ICI World, let us know. We'll add the city. Just simply send an email to customerservice@ICIWorld.com and you can send them right to us. Okay, let's move on. And now, the testimonials is very, very exciting. We have literally testimonials right across the board. And if I was to click on, let me see what this is here. You'll see that we actually take testimonials on ICI World, and I'm actually going to click on right here. And this is beautiful. We attend this webinar each year, not webinar, this Realtor Quest, which is really one of the largest trade shows in the whole world. And it's fabulous because our booth is very, very busy at this particular show. One of the reasons is we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as the websites we have from ICI World for $16.50, and just give us an opportunity to kind of show it to you. And it comes from those widgets that we showed you earlier. But you can read about all of this good stuff, but I'm going to actually show you some of the testimonials that are on here. And let me just see if I can make this screen a little smaller here. Here we go. I'm going to click on testimonies. You can do this on your mobile phone as well. And when you go down, you'll see all the pictures of these wonderful people who provided great service to their customers. And excuse me. And you'll see them all here coming on. And these are all deals that were not on real estate boards. I think this is just wonderful. These people doing all these deals. It's just great. And you'll see all the people kind of doing business here. And each and every single salesperson, we're not happy until every single member has done more than one deal, and continuing to do deals as things go on here. Okay, so make sure you read that. All of these people should be inspiration to every single broker and salesperson in the world when you can see how an information service, of which ICI World is absolutely unique in the marketplace. It's not a listing service like a real estate board. We're dealing in information, not just listings on a real estate board. Okay, and here's a good example of information. In a particular Doreen happened to see a person who had actually was in our database number 2, which is our private FSBO area that only members can access. And she called him up and she asked him 3 questions. You know, will they sign a, will they pay a commission if she brings them a buyer? And they said sure. And she says, will you sign a 48-hour exclusive listing to cover my showing once I have a buyer? And they said, sure. And she asked them, will you give me permission to market, but I'm going to do it without the address? And they said, sure, yes, yes, yes. So she put it on ICI World. She got 3 congregations calling her, and one of them ended up buying it, and she made, I think it was a $54,000 commission, literally within 90 days of learning the 3 special questions, which we're going to be teaching you here in a moment, how you can be working exclusive information for residential and for commercial. Okay, and this is additional information that can be triggering leads for you. We think there can be 10 times the amount of information and money that you can make sometimes as what you might make on just getting a signed listing at a real estate board. How many signed listings do you have on your real estate board right now? Well, we're suggesting that you can have a lot of information working for you right now as well. I wanted to show you the testimonials, so I'm not going to take up too much time going through that. You can actually see all of that on your own time. Okay, let's move on. Here's another good figure down here. The 9% sold without an agent of FSBOs. 92% of people are using the internet. 50% are now using mobile websites, and 9% sold without an agent, which means 91% sold with an agent. Keep that in mind. All the FSBOs are getting sold by licensed real estate brokers and salespeople, even though they say they were FSBOs. In the final analysis, it was a broker that brought a buyer. And okay, let's move on. Quick recap on what's going on ICIWorld. We actually charge $2,000 plus travel expenses if we do a seminar at your real estate board or real estate association. And it will be a strictly educational seminar. There's no selling involved. However, when we do it in a real estate office or do a webinar like this that is free, we do it in exchange for maybe doing about a 6-minute commercial on our services. And if that's okay with you, I'll do a little bit about that right now. Basically, ICIWorld has about 30,000 haves and wants. Haves are the properties for sale and for lease. Wants are what people are looking to buy. 75% of them are exclusive, not on MLS. We do both commercial and residential exclusive listings, properties coming for sale, FSBOs, assignments, and more. You could call them postings if you wanted, haves and wants. Now, we do have two databases. We have a member database where members post information and the public can read the contact information and call you directly. So in other words, you can search ICIWorld free. You are actually accessing database number 1, information posted by members of ICIWorld who are all licensed real estate brokers and salespeople. However, we also have a database number 2. In fact, I'll show that to you right now. We allow the public to post information free on the service. If people go to For the Public, you'll see that they can search database 1, search database 2. They can actually add their haves and wants free by simply clicking on Add Your Haves and Wants Free up here. You click on it and you click on Add Your Haves and Wants Free, and the public can post information absolutely free here. If I was to click on the word World on the left, these are an example of about 15,000 ads that have been placed by the public absolutely free. Once you're a member, you can click on this member access to FSBO area, and then when you click on the word World, you'll notice that all of a sudden these numbers become hypertext, and you can click on these particular numbers. So when you click on that number, you can actually get a list of the telephone number of that particular buyer in that particular case. Here's a gas station available for sale. You click on that, you can actually get the name of the owner or the person who knows the owner and actually talk directly to those particular people, because the contact name and information is actually supplied in these particular links. This is database number 2. If you want to search it without joining, you can click on search. You can go to this for sale by owner area and click on that. And then you can pick your particular area that you might want to search. And if I happen to choose Florida and see all the private listings in Florida put on here, there's an example of them right there. So these are all information that's coming in Florida. You can see that it's a worldwide service with properties coming in from literally around the world. And if I wanted to, I could even do Asia. Asia or Europe, sorry. Let me just go back here and let me just do Europe. Now let's do Asia just for fun and click on search, and you'll see all of the information coming in this case from India, private islands for sale and rent worldwide. All of this information is available to you when you're a member. You can have access to all of this information. So that's just a little bit about ICIWorld there. Okay, we do both commercial and residential. Our service actually started for over 20 years doing residential, and in the last 3-4 years we added residential. And so we started as commercial, but every broker likes to be able to pretty well have an opportunity to do both. We have brokers that do strictly commercial, but the majority of our members actually do both. So it includes condos, vacation properties, all that, any place and every place in the world today. Okay, the power of ICIWorld, there's about a 40,000 month. Now, how do we get that 40,000 monthly readership? We actually get it from the IP addresses. Unique IP addresses is all that's being measured from around the world. So we suggest that that's about as close as we can get to measuring the actual number of people visiting just the website. But in addition to that, there's people that display haves and wants on their websites, and these brokers themselves can have thousands of people visiting each of their individual websites. They get a chance to see the information. That's in addition to what we see up there at the top. But then we also send out the haves and wants daily, and there's over 20,000 subscribers receiving information daily on that. In addition to that, we also have over 18,000 pages on the internet displaying various links to all the listings. So everything we do is designed to bring traffic from all over the world. And when we did some keyword searching, we literally have about hundreds of pages of people that search different keywords of all the different kinds of product that's on ICIWorld, and that's coming up. So people, when they do a search maybe for hotels, they actually pull up our page of hotels. They don't come to the main website. They actually pull up the page of hotels that are on ICIWorld. And so that's going on throughout the world as well. Maybe we'll do a little better job of explaining how people are finding all your information, so that if you happen to have hotels, restaurants, gas stations, all those kinds of things, they can search that way. And also by city as well. People are searching, they go directly to pages of cities that have properties that are on ICIWorld. Okay, we do various advertising throughout the world, and this is at a real estate board. Well, we did advertising all up at the top, and the same thing, Brampton Real Estate Board did advertising there. And this is one of the largest shows in the world. We just love it at this show, and our members come by and see us. We have one of the busiest booths at the show. It's like a family sit-in, almost a business family of real estate brokers and salespeople. And I'd like to consider all brokers and salespeople part of the business family of real estate, and that we just simply enjoy serving each of you to help you serve the public nicely. Okay, and again, we're on the front page of major publications throughout the world. If we have a readership in one particular area, for instance, Southern Ontario, over 300,000 readers, somebody sees one of these ads and goes to the website and sees your listing, they call you, bingo, you do a deal. All because of a lot of the other stuff that we're doing on the service, on front page, advertising, etc. Okay, and also search engine, that goes without saying. People are searching us through the internet in many, many, many various ways, blogs and all kinds of things. But today's session, one of the most important things today is how to work real estate have and want exclusive information that generates leads, just like real estate board listings do. And actually, they're very, very easy to get, and it's easy to get yourself up to 15 opportunities compared with you might only have 1 or 2 or 3 listings on a real estate board. So it's extra opportunities for you to make money that you do not have now. And the moment you join, you will no longer be restricted to having to make money with just a real estate board. And how to work exclusive information, it becomes your inventory on the internet. That's what triggers the leads. It's your inventory triggers the leads. And in the past it's been, and even today, it's too costly to advertise all your opportunities, because somebody says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing. You're not prepared to kind of invest all kinds of money to kind of sell that particular property, because it's very, very expensive. But when you have a membership on ICIWorld, it's absolutely free for you to network that information all year long. And because you have the ability to reach the worldwide, basically what Bill Gates says, the internet does it for free, or at such an inexpensive cost, it's basically considered free almost. And that's basically what ICIWorld kind of services are. Now, there's no control if you put the address in your ad, so you got to be very careful about that. We're going to show you that in a moment. See the testimonials of deals being done. We've been doing it for 20 years here, and see all the testimonials. It works for commercial and residential real estate. Now, we're going to be using the example of RECO, which stands for the Real Estate Council of Ontario, which is a licensing body in Ontario, but there's similar licensing provisions in all states and provinces. And this service sort of started out of a book by Bill Gates called Business at the Speed of Thought. If you can think something in your mind, and before you actually ever get a listing, it's just a thought in your mind. I should be getting that listing in the next week, or they told me to come over in the spring and I'm going to be listing the property and putting it for sale, that kind of thing. Those are just thoughts. If somebody wants to sell a restaurant, but they don't want to put it on MLS because they don't want people to know that it's for sale, that could be bad for business. That's just a thought. You can say restaurant in your community and, $350,000 making money. You can do stuff like that here and try to trigger a lead, qualify the people first, and then put your agreements in place and then go show the property. So you can trigger it based on your thought of something that you've communicated with somebody, and we have sort of a guideline that we use on ICIWorld to get those thoughts from your customers and work them here. And that was what I was referring to earlier, basically the cost to publish your information and getting your message in front of people. And talking to people around the world, 138 countries here, is basically zero, so close to zero, it doesn't make any difference. And if you look at all the testimonials and all of the deals being done here, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals from our members here, basically the cost is next to nothing. Okay, so but no matter what you do, intelligence, energy, and integrity are the key. We believe in that. And there's some inspiring videos by Anthony Robbins and Warren Buffett. I've made them part of the favorites, I think, on our ICIWorld Educational YouTube channel, which I think I'm going to point it out, ICIWorld Educational YouTube channel. Let's go over here to For Members here, and you click on it and go down the page, and bingo, you're going to see the ICIWorld Educational YouTube channel. And there it is, people. We've laid it out for the last while. Every single video is still applicable to this day as it was a long time ago. Now, these videos, we could have 1 million salespeople accessing them. We've got so many of them here. And because they're on YouTube, they're very, very easy to see now. And so we're very well positioned to do all kinds of training with these particular videos out here so people can really learn all about it. And the problem that I see today, though, is that real estate people are simply overwhelmed with information. Everybody's suffering information overload. And people that take the time out and kind of study this stuff, when it's a fast-paced society, if you don't do something within 5 or 10 seconds, you kind of lose them. And it's going to take the leaders in the industry, the cutting-edge people taking advantage of all this cutting-edge technology. They're getting on here, and the other ones we hope will eventually find their way to see clear to kind of do it. And there's all the instructions of how to kind of do things on our service, all in the ICIWorld YouTube videos. Making brokers tens of thousands of dollars, in some cases over $1 million on ICIWorld. Okay, let's continue on. And I'm just going to do one thing here real quick. See if I can do it here. Attendees. Sharing. I think it's under sharing. Okay, I'm just going to... Okay, different opportunities that people can make money on are listed now on the screen. And basically all the FSBOs in the world. So if you go to Kijiji or look up for sale by owner on the internet, look in your newspaper, anybody trying to sell a property themselves privately, brokers protected, signs, all that kind of stuff. I would never drive by a for sale by owner without marking that number down and calling them up and asking 3 special questions, which we're going to show you in a moment. Open listings, exclusive. Builders might say, you know, we've got some lots here, would like to build a house. You can put new home to be built, price it out, put it on here. Expired listings, properties coming for sale. People don't want to sell things quietly. A lot of people want things done exclusively. They really don't want them advertised on the internet. Their whole property with pictures of their house sort of plastered all over the internet, all their personal furnishings, especially higher priced homes, etc. One moment. Okay, let's move on. There it is. If you have a camera, I would take a picture of this. These are the 3 most important questions that we've been using. Seems to work. And so whenever you have somebody that says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, it could be a condo, it could be residential, it could be a cottage, a vacation property, builders, somebody selling a resort, whatever, ask them, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? And they pretty well always say yes. And if they don't say yes, say, listen, if I got paid by the buyer, would you allow me to bring in an offer? And so you definitely should be overcoming that. If you have any problem overcoming that, give us a call one-on-one, call our office, and I will personally talk with you. There's absolutely no reason in the world why you should not get a yes from every single person you talk to that wants to sell their property on that. You also ask them, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer? So in other words, just because we are working open and exclusive listings, and we have over 30,000 of them on ICIWorld, it doesn't mean that we don't put an agreement in place first before showing the property or before divulging the address of the property to someone. And the last question is you ask them for permission to market the property, but you're going to do it without the address. And this is the reason why. According to the Real Estate Council of Ontario, which is the licensing body for realtors in Ontario, a registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that could reasonably be used to identify, and that's the key word, specific real estate unless the owner of real estate has consented in writing. So, let's give you an example. When somebody calls you, we're recommending you don't put the address in the ad, but the first thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you for the address. So you simply make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I can show it to you on Saturday. You come to my office and I'll make arrangements for you to see it. And then on Friday, you go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property. At one time, I was talking to realtors in the Lake Tahoe area where you can go skiing in one day at the top of the mountain, go swimming down in the lake down at the bottom on the same day. A lot of the movie star properties that are in the mountains there are sold this way, where somebody says, you bring me in a buyer and I'll pay you a commission, because they don't want their property sort of advertised all over the internet with the pictures of their beautiful furnishings and everything inside their property. They want it done on a little more of an exclusive basis. Another good example is you might be getting a listing in another 1, 2, 3 weeks or months. And the same thing, you can say coming for sale, and you just say things like, condo, $425,000 downtown Toronto or wherever it might be. And when somebody calls you, you just simply make a statement. Well, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first, but I should be getting the listing signed in about 2 months. And once I get it signed, if you're still looking, I'll put your name on a list. And if you're still looking, you can be one of the first people through the property. So you can see that you can be working information through the business quite nicely, and that can really help getting you buyers before you've actually got the signed listing. And then you get the signed listing, and then it's on the market through your MLS, and then everybody has a shot at it. And you've also got people that are interested in it yourself as well. A good example of advertising could be that first one, the Mississauga restaurant. You can put in any city that says the word Mississauga. You can say Vancouver, San Diego, Orlando, St. Louis, doesn't matter. You just put it in there, restaurant making money. This can help trigger a lead for you. There's no address involved. You cannot tell who this belongs, like which restaurant that is. But if I said it was at the corner of such and such a street, there could be 3 restaurants on that corner, but it's very easy within half an hour to speak to those 3 restaurant owners, and they can find out which one it is if you give too much information. And if the case of like this restaurant, it could be a 10% commission, which is $35,000. And if you say a little too much and the person goes direct, you're out making $35,000. So you've got to protect your information. And that's what ICIWorld is all about. And that's how to do it. There's some other examples that really don't basically give it away, but if I said this triplex was at the corner of Ossington and Bloor next to the Pizza, that of course gives it away. You want to make sure you do not do that. In this case, this is a small community, and there might be only one Esso gas station in that community, so that actually does give it away. Same thing, there might only be one major shopping center that big in Brantford. That's giving it away. What you should do in this case is say branded gas station, 1 hour to Toronto, is how the ad should read there. This other one could be shopping center, $30 million, and just say the province or the state that it's in, and that's enough. No more than that. Anything that's over $5 and $10 million, you have to be very, very careful. If it's a smaller community, bigger communities, depending on the situation. Okay, now we've covered, we're doing a wrap up now. We've covered real estate widgets that you can add to your website. of listings and exclusive information that make it absolutely inevitable for you to generate leads from your website. If you need another presentation, simply click on Make an Appointment on our main website and let us just show it to you. There's no obligation to join. We're a society of real estate brokers and salespeople, networking exclusive information. All the members, brokers, advertise their listings. We're doing it on mobile devices, teaching how to do that, and we reach people in 138 countries. I'm the manager of the service, and we're just happy to kind of point it out. We like pointing it out because you can end up with the app on your phone. It's absolutely free, and you can end up doing business with the other members that makes them happy to be a member, and it's absolutely free for you, so there's no charge until such time as you personally wish to advertise yourself. The widgets are links that go on your website. Yeah, we do think it's kind of crazy not to have them because the moment you put them on there, it's information that the public can like. And if they like something, they cannot click on the message number. They can't see the contact name and number of the other broker. They don't see the phone numbers and all that stuff. They only have your phone number to call. They only have you to personally call on any of those numbers. That's why it's absolutely inevitable to trigger leads, and that's why every single broker in the world should have it, because it's inevitable. You trigger one lead, make $32,000. It just paid for your 319 membership for basically, you know, the next many years. Okay, we support all websites in the world with these widgets. We simply send you an instruction and you forward it to your website designer. We have over 30 major website companies that install our links on their websites. And if there's absolutely any problem, you make sure that you get back to us. We have a way of solving basically 100% of any issues that are kind of out there. Okay, why to consider having more than one website and link them together? Well, they're basically like billboards. You can have more than one website. It's just advertising, and if they're the one we're supplying is triggering leads and your other one is triggering leads, that's wonderful for you. That's wonderful. That's not bad. And if you're not getting leads, we help you with all your websites, with every one. You can start with adding the widgets to your existing website. How to promote your website is something that comes once a month. You should register for that, because what good is a website without traffic? And this is such an important session that, you know, there's really only two things you do on ICIWorld. Search listings from time to time and add your listings from time to time. The widgets on your website work absolutely automatically. They're updating themselves daily. But you have to learn to tell people that, listen, you should visit my website regularly because there's new information coming on every single day. This can bring repeat traffic back to your website to check for the new listings. And this is important for every member to know, and if you're a manager or a broker of record of an office or the owner of an office, you should know this to tell all your members who might be members on ICIWorld that they should never go longer than 90 days without doing business. This is a measurement device, at the very least, without developing new business relationships with someone that you feel will lead to doing business. By using the tools that we supply to you, call us and give us a chance to show you how to make all this stuff work for yourself. Okay, so that's the only thing you'll need, is to call us back if you're not making money within 90 days and give us 60 minutes with you one more time. And sometimes we find that it's the second time around that really makes the difference. If it's not making money the first time around, within 90 days you call us and give us a chance to help. What can you do now? Well, we do have the special seminar offer. What you do is you go to ICIWorld.com. You click on join and you look for the word corporate. I'm going to show it to you now. ICIWorld, and you can click on this join today and click on join. Click here and you'll see the word corporate right there, but I'm just going to go down slowly and you'll see sometimes this thing takes a little while to pop in. That's one designer did it this way. And you'll see that it's the $319 per year and $40 per month. But if you've been able to stay through the whole session, you'll see this word corporate. You can click on the word corporate and you have a choice for the USA and the world or for Canada. I'm going to click on for Canada, and then there's your two choices, $240 or $30. If you choose the $240, you click on join now. You simply fill in your email address here. The rest is just your business card information. You register, and then you can make your payment by credit card. You end up coming back to ICIWorld.com once you've joined, and then once you come back here, hang on one second, I'm going to go back to start here. You click on the login, executive login, and this is your record that you can change anytime you wish. That's where you come. This is where you log in. This is where you add your haves and wants. And then if you click on my listings, if you had 15 listings here, they're all going to come up on the page. When you sell them, you mark them sold. Okay, and with that, you've already got, you can actually join online now whenever you wish and make your appointment for your 1-hour training session. 10 minutes before your time, you click on webinars workshop right here. And when you click on that, you'll see 60 minutes come up. And no matter where you are in the world, you can actually set your own time zone. Whoopsie daisy. And then actually you'll get right into the webinar workshop if you do it that way. So you make an appointment up here and you click on 60 minutes. You double check your time zone right there, no matter where your time zone is in the world, so that you can make an appointment exactly at the time that it applies to what we're doing here. And then we will spend 60 minutes with you one-on-one. We'll spend as much time as necessary. It's all included in your membership once you become a member. And that should finish our session for today. One second, let me just finish it off here. We do appreciate your feedback. There will be a little survey that comes in afterwards. We really appreciate you filling it in and sending it back to us, or sending us an email to customerservice@ICIWorld.com in consideration of us taking our time to kind of do this for you. We really appreciate your feedback. It helps us make these seminars more effective, kind of going forward, and more intuitive. That's a summary of our information. You can literally start your searches in 3 seconds, network your information on ICI World, and reach the world literally with one click once you add your information. The widgets of listings work for you on your website, and you should get all your information working 24/7. While you're busy doing other things, let your information do the work. You know, I use the analogy that marketing is like fishing. If you don't put the line in the water, you have no chance to catch a fish. And so marketing is a lot like fishing, because you don't know where your next deal is coming from. But you've got to get all those opportunities working here on behalf of your customers and clients to get them working out here on the internet 24/7 on one of the premier websites in the world, ICIWorld.com, working 24/7 ever since 1994. It's one of the major services in the world to kind of help you make connections. Arrivederci, merci, grazie, danke. And thank you for the opportunity to be of service to you, and I look forward to having you come aboard one of these days and to meet you personally in some way, shape, or form down the road. Have a great day. Okay, Michael, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're a glutton for punishment, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I know. Lots of information. Oh, my God.
That was pretty interesting, though, eh?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
no, that's it for today. I do have another appointment at 1 o'clock in about 15 minutes, but if you want to handle the odd question, I can help.
Yeah, other question. For the how am I know you start me off with what, monthly, right?
Yeah, it should automatically renew.
Oh, I see. But okay, because I see a special, I was going to do 1 year thing one time, if that's possible.
Did you want to do the 1 year special now?
Yeah, I might as well do it, yeah, because
okay, hold on one moment. I'm going to actually switch the computer over to you, Michael. If you could show your screen. Should be a message on your screen that says show my screen.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to click on it.
Now I gotta get my mouse. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Show me. Okay. Coming up.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch you to the yearly. Is that correct?
Switch me today.
Did you want to get switched to the yearly to the 240 per for the first year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to extend that to you. Hold on one moment. I'm doing something special here. 1 second. Okay, get yourself to ICIWorld.com. Just click on your favorites bar up at the top. ICI World. Click on login and executive member login.
Login. Okay.
Yep, and then executive member login.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then on the left-hand side, click on renew. It's about the 5th button down there, renew. Right there, right beside it, yep.
Renew, join.
Yep. Now make sure it's got the right amount here. Oh, got to log in. Go ahead.
My name, password.
Yeah, you're okay. Try to click on login, see if it works. Log into site. Oh yeah, you got the right amount there.
Oh, it's up already.
Yep. So the $31, you're going to get that back from the government. You're going to get a credit for that. And then, of course, the 240 is tax deductible for you as well.
Okay. What are you giving back to $31 for? What's that for?
No, that's the HST.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, but you're going to have a receipt here in a moment, and you should give that to your accountant, and then you're going to get a credit for that from the government.
Okay.
So you go down to the bottom.
So this is good for 1 year starting.
Yes, sir.
This month, I guess. So
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do I do to the credit card? I'll give my credit card number.
Yep.
Credit card. 452 0 Okay, expiry date. Zero 3 9. Security code 675. Next.
Yep, give it a shot.
Take my money. Oh.
And click on the OK there.
Okay. Do you want this?
I would not. I don't save credit cards on my computer. I don't know about you.
No, I don't do them either.
So you can say no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, now can you print this out now, Michael? Do you know how to go Control P?
I'm not that bad, no.
That's good. We're all learning.
Hold on, let me get it. I gotta plug in my. Change my thing to my. Okay, print.
Yes, sir. Control P.
Where's Control? Yeah, Control P. I mean, I can click it on the screen. I mean, like that.
Yep. Yeah. If it's yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, the printer is going.
Okay.
That's my receipt. Okay. Right.
Yep, that's your receipt. Now, click on log in on the left.
Login.
And log into site again. And you should see your new renewal date up there.
Okay, I see a bunch of things. Okay, your renewal date is December 30th.
2018. That's right. Okay, now let's click on my record on the left. Actually, I'm going to ask you one. I'm going to ask you a favor. can you click on ICIWorld Home up at the top there?
1 second.
ICIWorld Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click on that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up on this session and I'm going to reopen it. But do you see where it says here Webinars Workshop? All right, do you have like I'm actually going into another meeting in 9 minutes. Do you want to book an appointment now? Click on make an appointment if you don't mind, Michael. Make an appointment. It's up at the top there.
Top. ICIWorld.
Under just above, yeah, right there, perfect. And then click on 60. And do you have time tomorrow sometime or Friday afternoon maybe?
No, could I have one on Friday?
Okay, go for click Friday.
I have one on Friday already.
Oh,
I booked that already.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Then that's all you need then.
Yeah. Okay. I have that already. Yeah.
That's all you need. Let me just double check and see.
That was Friday at the same time. That's how to promote your.
Oh, that's how to promote the website. But I'm talking about. Did you want some personal attention, one-on-one, or do you have a lot of things to think about right now? Right.
Oh yeah. 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 I mean, one-on-one. That'd be nice. Okay. So
yeah. So one-on-one, I'm going to suggest we do it next week.
Okay. All right.
And then I can give you some one-on-one attention next week if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll see where it goes Monday. Actually, even believe it or not, Monday, January the 1st. Theoretically, I could give you some help then too if it's before 11 or 10.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Yeah. Okay. So book on Monday. No,
or Tuesday, if you want to go Tuesday or Wednesday, might be.
Let's try Tuesday, because Monday be
okay, go ahead.
Family might have my grandkids might want to come over.
Okay.
So click on Tuesday.
Sure. And you got your choice throughout the day there.
11 o'clock is good for you?
Yep, that's good. Yep.
11.
Confirm. And just put in your phone number. Good job. Click on schedule. And do you have a, okay, click on add to your calendar.
Calendar, I'm not that bright.
Do you have a Gmail account?
No, I have a Hotmail account.
Hotmail, click on Outlook. And click on that button down there at the bottom left. Yeah. It should open up. Give it a moment.
No, technology, yeah? Everything is, you press a button.
Oh, do you use Outlook?
Yeah, that's why I use or Globe or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so forget that. Just close that screen.
Yeah.
And close that as well. So I don't know how you connect in to your calendar, but
no, that's fine. I get the data.
Okay.
Tuesday, second.
Okay, so that's it for today.
Okay. Oh yeah, thank you.
And you should also get a copy of it today, so the recording today will come in later on tonight for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, very good, Michael.
Yep.
I look forward to working with you, and if you want to mention it, some of the other people in your office, that'll help your renewal next year be reduced, and also additional people. We add 3 months onto your membership for each one.
Well, one thing I could ask before you go, I have a want for the daycare, and I wanted a building for lease. Okay, well, they want to buy.
If you want me to help you today, I've got to hang up on this webinar and get into the
that's
other
fine.
one.
No, you don't do it today. It's fine. Because they were not coming. That's fine.
No, we can do it now if you want. Click on ICIWorld on your favorites bar. Okay, now I'm going to hang up on the webinar, but you see where it says here Webinars Workshop?
Yeah.
Don't click on that until we've hung up on the other webinar.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up on this webinar, but I'm going to open the other webinar in about 5 minutes.
Okay, all right then.
and I might help you. And I don't know if this other gentleman's going to be in his webinar, but if he's not, then I can work with you. If he is, then I'm going to have to make it at another time. But I'll try to
no
help you
problem,
do
man.
both at the same time. I might try to help you do both at the same time, help the other gentleman.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm hanging up now, and I'll see you on the other side in the other webinar, okay?
Okay.
Here goes.